Our sources of inspiration include prominently Judeo-Christian traditions, but also the world's religions and humanist thought. So there is this by intention and design, multilingual, theologically multilingual perspective among our clergy that makes them naturally at ease with the diversity that is found in the military today. So our chaplains serve comfortably and well. In addition, our principles call for a couple of things. The worth and dignity of every human being is one, and the other is the individual search for truth and meaning. Our clergy are not proclaiming a word to a particular word to those to whom they minister, but drawing out of them what is your sense of the holy, what is your sense of your relationship to the ultimate, and how can we help you with that? How can we nurture your faith? And so that makes them particularly well suited for that. I want to lift up some of the tensions in the couple of minutes I have left. There is, of course, a tension between peace activism on the one hand and military service on the other, and support for soldiers, and that gets played out in our congregations sometimes. That those who are serving the military feel a little unwelcome, feel their dignity is undermined by still a sense of strong activism for peace among the folks who were doing that in the 60s as well. I mean, that population has become my age, and some have become more sensitive and others have not. And so there's that tension that our military chaplains live with. There is a tension between don't ask, don't tell. Our perspective is one of that values integrity, that values being able to bring together what we profess and how we live our lives into closer and closer relationship. And don't ask, don't tell undermines that. I don't know, but I would venture to guess that our military chaplains won't turn in those who confess to being gay. I would venture to guess that they won't do that. They just won't do that. But that tension is there, and I know that our military chaplains and members of our congregations are working actively to overthrow this, to turn this around, and they're on the gentleman's side of that, Mr. Steinman's, Rear Admiral Steinman's side of that, and would be counted among those working actively for that. And then there is a tension between progressive church culture and military culture, I think, to some degree, and people find a pull there between those two. So our chaplains serve with those kinds of tensions and ambivalences. That said, I'll say that we have worked very hard to bring military chaplaincy back into the fold. We went through a period of time following World War II and up into the present day where we had very, very few chaplains serving in the military. And when I started in my position, I noticed that, and I won't take credit, because what happened was a woman working on a D-Min on military chaplaincy came to me and said, we need to be there, we need to be more present. Do you know that our policies and programs of credentialing ministers make it very, very difficult to become a military chaplain while you're becoming a minister? And I said, no, I didn't know that, tell me more. And we've been working very hard to facilitate, to make our process and the military's process more compatible with each other so that people can become chaplains and ministers with us at the same time, and several of our chaplain candidates are among you here at Harvard Divinity School. I'm pleased and proud of that. I want to close with a brief little reading from one of the things that we did in World War II. We put, as many denominations did, put together a little pocket reader for military personnel to carry with them in the field. And Frederick May Elliott, who was the president of the Unitarian Association at that time, said, "This book has been planned and prepared to offer to young men in national service a means of fortifying their faith in the basic religious principles of democracy." He then, as we always have, spoken of those principles, the principles of democracy and the principles of faith, as being very closely aligned. Underneath all the differences of belief and practice, which often seem to divide the various churches into hostile camps, there are fundamental unities of spirit and purpose which are far more important, and it is to strengthen your hold upon these unities that every selection in this volume has been chosen. And I would like to just say that I think that's the chaplain's call. I really do think that's the chaplain's call, to hold upon these unities rather than to be divisive, and to help that sense of unity to prevail. And I'll close by saying a few words from William Ellery Channing, who wrote, whatever you may suffer, speak the truth. Be worthy of the entire confidence of your associates. Consider what is right as what must be done. It is not necessary that you should keep your property or even your life, but it is necessary that you should hold fast to your integrity. And this is something that we would hope those who serve our military will be able to do, to hold fast to their integrity. Thank you.